arrows and mallets, something like that. That also going to play into their favor. On the flip side, you've got, you know, Trollololol Singed in conjunction with a Gragas, so the fling and the explosive cask is going to give you a huge amount of displacement. So, you know, it's interesting, it's nice, I like the combinations. I believe there was a Castellan as well. Castellan tends to do fairly well in ARAMs because, you know, he is that hyper carry. Once he gets some items levels and gold, he can just start tearing people's faces off, and that's guaranteed in an ARAM map because you've got that passive gold gain and that passive experience. But this is what's going to play in, this is what's going to be a bit difficult now, is you've got both of these AP mages, both Cassidy and Annie, being played by European players, so the latencies are particularly high. 193 ping on Peke and 165 ping on N-rated. But I see a couple more EU boys in the list here. LOL Music TV currently sitting 202, and Straw Hat LOL currently sitting 139. So if the guys are on the stream or listening in, let me know where you guys are from. I do have an eye on the chat at the moment, so all you have to do is jump in there and let me know what you guys think. For curves are for squares, unfortunately, due to some mix-up between Fnatic and the admins, I don't think there's going to be any more games. I do stand to be corrected. If there are more matches to be played, then I'm going to stick around, but it is up to the guys at Fnatic, really, unfortunately. So we'll find out what's happening after this, though. We're waiting for one more member to join. It is Killian, and this is Gragas that we're waiting on. So let's have a look at some of the other attributes that we have to consider. AD carry as well, backing up the Annie Cassiopeia combo in the forms of both Misfortune and Corki. So that's going to play into their favor. You know, once Singed and Warwick start diving forward and start getting, you know, aggressive, Misfortune and Corki, you can take them out. The problem is you're going to have these two beefy, tanky type of champions. You know, Warwick and Singed, fairly difficult to kill, fairly tanky, fairly powerful. In addition, you're going to have the Leona, who's a great initiating champion, thrown into the mix as well. So I'd like to see how they're going to play this right now, how this sort of fairly squishy carry type of composition handles up against the somewhat tanky DPS. You know, Gragas and Cassidy are very good and bursty, but there's no sustained damage there, really. You know, Misfortune and Corki really going to be what it's all about. So let's try and arrange these champions to be a little similar, if that is at all possible. Mages together. Let's put tanky DPS. Leona's a support, but there's not much I can do about that, so we'll keep them about that. That's as even as it's going to be. Couple Doran's Blades. Boots of mobility, swiftness rather. Ooh, N-rated takes a lot of damage from a very, very early poke. That double up, and Twin Fang is just chunking him away. Let's pull the chat up for this one so we can have some fun with it. Let's go interface, HUD chat scale. You know what, it's an ARAM. Everybody here, I believe, is old enough to be checking this one out. So we'll see how this one goes. I'm going to keep the scoreboard away for most of this game. Every now and again I'll pick it back up once there's been a lot of deaths. But we just really want to keep an eye on all the action. So that's what we're going to do. Immediately, because of the fact that the blue side, of course, has the 2 AD carries. I just need to get my overlays back up. Sorry about that one. Because they've got the 2 AD carries on their side, they're immediately going to be pushing this game a lot faster, a lot earlier. The range is going to play into their favor, and they're just going to keep the purple side on the back foot, keep them at this very, very first tower. The thing that's very, very good for the purple side is they've got some very nice, you know, initiation. A Zenith Blade into Shield of Daybreak, and eventually once they hit 6, that Solar Eclipse, it's going to be such a powerful ability. Solar Flare rather, plus the Eclipse. CC wise, let's take a look. Ooh, Body Slam comes up from Killian. That's incredibly brave. He doesn't manage to get stunned though. I don't know what he was expecting, but nobody else followed up. In terms of crowd control, the only abilities that we have on the side of the blue team is Summon Tibbers from Peke, as well as the Petrifying Gaze from Sonya. There's no other CC at all until Corki eventually picks up that Phage. On the flip side, we have the Null Sphere Silence, the Force Pulse Slow. We've got Leona, of course, with Shield of Daybreak and the Solar Flare. Singed has a Fling, as well as Gragas being able to have that explosive cast. So my feelings at the moment is that the blue team is going to have the early game advantage, and I also think that the purple team will be able to pull it back. I should point out a couple people saying they wonder what CC is. CC is the abbreviated term for crowd control. So any ability or any spell that applies a debuff, a slow, an attack speed, something like that. Ooh, Singed goes so low, forced to use barrier to keep himself alive, and he's opted to take ignite instead of heal. So let's have a quick look at these, how they run down. Over on the left hand side, promote is actually in the hands of Corki. Barrier on 4 out of the 5 champions, and a ghost and heal in Artemidoris. Ooh, Peke takes some damage. There's that false pulse rather, and null sphere. Explosive barrel comes out. Knight goes down. One more attack. And rated stop. First blood gets picked up from a double up. So Misfortune picks up the first blood. Now they've turned their attention to Pyro Carbs. Warwick up in the background. A toss gets flung backwards. So Leona follows quickly after Annie. Ruiz eats 2 tower hits. So that means Strut is no longer valid. But a 3-for-1 exchange. Annie, the only member of the team to go down. Straw Hat Lol getting a little bit of poison. Look at the damage now onto Pyro Carb. Gonna carry on chasing. Reply to Quickshot. I'm from Norway. Hey, what's up, LOL Music TV? Corki does go down on the back of a fairly nice fling. Casson is looking for some kills, but 2 summoner heals and a barrier means that Enrate is not going to be able to pick that kill up. He does eat the Miasma, a Twin Fang, and 1 of the Noxian Blasts. And Sonya, as long as she keeps landing some poison. Oh, look at that from Killing. He throws the barrel up, but with no body slam, neither ability connect. And allows them to get away. So 3-2 up, 1,000 gold difference. Peke, he's got to be careful with that slow of his or that ping. Forced to run back. Artemidoris is now under pressure. Warwick is the first to die. They do manage to get the snake, so she's down, but Death by Gods carries on chasing. And he's tossing out all of those fireballs of death. Enrated finds himself caught between a Peke and a tower. Finally the body slam lands, but there's not enough damage. Peke's on about 20 HP. Singed manages to go down, gets so close for 1 auto attack. It would have been enough. Flash, body slam, auto attack. Gragas picks up 1. Unfortunately isn't able to get to the barrier of Ruiz before goes down himself. 8-4 up. The blue team with the early advantage. Peke 2-2-5 and rated 0-2-1. So it appears Peke the stronger of the Fnatic members right now. Look at the rest of the teams. There's the items, so you can check them out as it goes. If I had to make a guess as to who was going to win this matchup, my money is going to be on the purple team. I believe if they can control the pace, if they don't feed too much in the next sort of 5 to 10 minutes, I think their team composition is stronger. Take a look at that. Infinite Duress into the explosive cast means 1-2 kills. Petrifying Gaze comes out, but it doesn't manage to stun too many people. And a very nice solar flare. Such a great one from the Finnish LOL Music TV. Oh, Norwegian LOL Music TV. Straw Hat LOL is now on the way back. He's got that Insanity Potion ticking away. They pick up yet another kill. And all of a sudden, from being 8-4 down, they now find themselves 9-8 up. Or, 9-8, so 1 kill difference. And that's pretty much what I was expecting to see out of these teams. They're going to be able to just jump straight in there. Really nicely done. There comes the Rift Walk. 1 Force Pulse and Null Sphere. Bullet Time being used by Ruiz. I'm not exactly sure. I think that's entirely useful. Missile Barrage comes out. Death by Gods manages to juke past that barrel, and now all of a sudden Enrate is in trouble. He does manage to Rift Walk away, but dropped very low. 89 HP. He's going to need to get some form of sustain. He's got a Philo Stone. He's also got the GP10s ticking, which the Fnatic players do like at the moment. A very nice fling onto Peke. He immediately gets blown up. Once again, Straw Hat LOL focusing that Fnatic member down. Peke is going to start getting a little pissed if he's the one that keeps getting flung back. Cassidy goes forward to the Rift Walk, but doesn't manage to land enough damage before going down himself, and you can see a little bit of complaints there from Gragas saying Shyvana OP, and Cassidy being played by Unrated, just sulking a little bit, with a sad face. So Cassiopeia, I saw you looking at me for the last 3 minutes apparently. Now Sonya does have the Chalice of Harmony, so in conjunction, Body Slam, Explosive Class comes out. That's going to knock a couple guys back. Artemidoris manages to put some damage down. Gragas is going to have the first to blow. Now the Solar Flare is out, but followed up with a very nice Petrifying Gaze. That just locks up members of the purple team. Never chase a Singe. The Poison Trail is going to be able to pick up one. Now they've turned their attention to Enrated. Straw Hat LOL is still alive. Enrated is looking for a kill. One Null Sphere may be enough, but Force Pulse actually is all that's going to be required. Zenith Blade, Shield of Daybreak. Peke is now stunned. Barrier is blocking as much damage as possible before eventually Ruiz comes in from behind, puts a bullet to the face and takes out the lonely Leona. Only 1,000 gold difference. It's not a big amount, but Misfortune currently 5-1-6. Gragas body slams forwards, completely misses the body slam, then completely misses his barrel as well. Killian, my man, I think you need a little bit more aim with those abilities. He's now turning his attention to Ruiz. Death by Gods is being used. Pyrocop is going to pick up the kill on to Misfortune, so he gets all of that bonus gold. An additional 237. Now Killian has turned his attention to the rest of the team. Negatron Cloak has been collected. 3 points into the barrel, 2 into the body slam. LOL Music TV, the Norwegian has been stunned. He eats Miasma, Petrifying Gaze. Warwick may be able to survive. Leona's actually picked up the kill in the background. Artemidoris is now trying to fight away. The half dragon, half woman, half bird, half monster lizard scale thing is finally being under pressure. Now a double kill for Shyvana. She continues running, continues fighting, somehow still alive. Duke's Enrated. Enrated uses the Rift Hook. Artemidoris is alive. Not going to be enough to get away from the Null Sphere. But what a Duke, what a race. I have to enjoy that one. Enrated, now caught between a rock and a hard place, manages to Duke past some of the damage, but Bullet Time on the back of his heels picks up that kill. So, not too bad. 18-15, the purple team is keeping it tight. And I still feel, oh, Explosive Cast, that knocks Cassiopeia forward. And look at the damage onto Killian. Picky wants some blood. Picky's trying to take the fat man down, but unfortunately underage drinking is not permitted, and Annie is forced to run backwards without anybody going down in this exchange. 1,000 gold difference. Pretty decent engagement there from Gragas, but I'm waiting to see how this actually plays out. Pyrocop has used his Infinite Duress fairly recently, so we're waiting for the cooldowns to become available again. And this is something that is quite good for the purple team. The cooldowns are all fairly low. Insanity Potion, Explosive Cask, Solar Flare. Look at the damage. First tower to go down. A fling on Artemidoris. Going to carry on chasing. He eats 1 or 2 tower hits. Zenith Blade just barely missing. Explosive Cast is very close. Blood Scent is ticking away. The movement speed on Warwick is so powerful, and everyone... Oh, look at the damage into Death by Gods. Oh, Zenith Blade lands, is going to stun him up. Artemidoris is going to be the first one to fall. Actually uses the Dragon's Descent to jump to safety. Finally going down to a Warwick Hungering Strike. Now Cassiopeia is the one that's in trouble. She's actually behind 4 members of the purple team. But the purple team continue chasing. Summon Tibbers completely locks them up. Deals so much damage that Enrated is now dead. Let's follow Cassiopeia. Petrifying Gaze comes out. Cooldown blown. Actually, no, cooldown was available. So... was actually cancelled before the animation went off. Killian uses the body slam to get to safety. Peck is looking for a kill. He manages to get a couple of balls of fire down. Pyrocop drops as well. The kill score 659 to Peke, 263. A very nice Explosive Cask. That kills the Corki. Takes him out. LOL Music TV, unfortunately, that latency a little bit high. Body slam. Bullet time is ticking away though. Is it going to be enough? Peke goes down to 1 more slash from Leona. Shiralia's Reverie as well as that Heart of Gold, so it's a fairly standard support type of build, and nothing unusual as far as items go, at least that I can see. No, is nada personal, yeah, from Killian's Gragas. Trying to pick up some kills, rubbing it in a little bit onto Peke, of course. Okay, 769. He's got that DFG in hand. I'd like to see how this DFG is actually going to play. How it's going to play out, because that latency is not going to be great. Enrated goes very aggressive, uses the Force Pulse. Then, Petrifying Gaze locks up 3 members of the purple team. Leona's the only one allowed to move. It's not going to be enough. After coming out of the stun, though, Gragas is able to put enough burst down to blow Cassiopeia up. So that was really, really nice. And carry on chasing. Explosive barrel goes out. Pyrocop stunned under the tower, takes a lot of damage, forced to blow his barrier. Another fling comes back into Death by Gods. Death by Gods is running away with that potion. Zenith Blade onto Misfortune. Body slam hits Annie. Not going to be able to get him to Misfortune. Finally, Leona goes down in the background. That is to an Annie. An explosive cast picks up Misfortune. She goes down. Now Singe dies to a tower. Finally, Warwick in the background. Peke with a triple kill with a 200 and something ping. Barrier comes up from Killian. Body slam. Is the barrel available? It is. He blows up the Yordle. And the fat man gets a triple kill himself. So triple for Annie, triple for Gragas, but now he's in trouble. No, he's going to use the body slam. Ghost comes out from Artemidoris. Dragon's Descent 4, going to continue fighting. Uses that flame breath to pick up 1. And then comes backwards. So Shyvana gets the bonus for that triple kill. And Gragas now with the DFG. Still 1,800 gold in hand. That is it. But nonetheless, it is a fun game. N-rated once again going quite aggressive. Riftwalk forward, then follows it up with a Force Pulse. Make it rain. Ooh, Solar Flare from LOL Music TV, but that latency means it misses, as does the Zenith Blade. And that's definitely not going to play out in their favor. Noxian Blossom coming out from Sonya. Another, once again, Riftwalk forward. Eats a Q for his troubles. The Infinite Duress goes down onto a Corki. Pyrocop unfortunately left alone. Nobody else jumped on him once that Infinite Duress went out. And it just allowed so many members of the blue team to chunk away his HP. The barrels are hitting from Gragas. A fling onto Peke. Peke now gets blown up. Gragas actually gets the kill credit for that. But with bullet time ticking, everyone's forced to run away. And Rated eats 1 crit. A big one in his back. That drops him. Now LOL Music TV gets blown up. Look at this. Double kill for Gragas. Double kill for Corki. Petrifying Gaze locks up him. And that's going to be, I think, a triple kill for Misfortune. And there's an ace, in fact. So 5 for 2. Definitely a great trade as far as the blue team are concerned. They're going to pick up this tower. This is what I was afraid of. This is the problem now. Once the tanky DPS roster does go down, they don't have the same pushing power. They don't have the ability to shut down enemy towers. A little bit of a questionable move. There are some who believe that suiciding to the tower to shop is in poor taste. That's the nature of the game. I hold no strong feelings in either direction. But nonetheless, the Snake Lady does drop herself. You can check the items on the bottom of your screen. Peke is now maybe going to run into some trouble. He's trying to set up. Look at the damage coming down. Incinerate, a beautiful Solar Flare fling onto Peke. Now they're going to blow him up. Immediately Peke is removed from the fight. They turn their attention to Artemidoris. They should not be focusing him. They should have picked somebody else. Warwick picks up the second kill of this engagement. Now it's 5 versus 3. This is what the purple team need. But can they push this tower down? Melee Singed, melee Warwick, melee Cassidy, melee Leona, and a melee, who am I missing? Gragas. They have no ranged at all unless they have a strong team fight victory, 5 versus 2 or 5 versus 1 on a tower. It's so difficult. The cast goes out. Oh, that's the scoreboard. I didn't want that. But all it does is actually push them away. Unfortunately, nobody was close enough for the kill. Killian, 60 seconds left. Zenith Blade goes out. They're going to hold Death by Gods in place. Unfortunately, gets blown up. Too low HP. Not able to dive that tower, unfortunately. Ruiz with Misfortune and Death by Gods is Corki, taken very, very low. Straw Hat LOL is looking for somebody to fling. Look at the slow onto N-rated. Bullet time comes out from Ruiz. A little bit of a questionable timing. Rift walks away to safety. A barrel once again from Killian's Gragas. Peke looking to set up a stun. He gets flung backwards. Body slam just misses. Summon Tibbers comes down. Cinch is the first to fall. Now they're going to turn their attention to N-rated. After N-rated falls quickly, Pyrocop is looking to pick up a kill. He gets 1 back in reply, but it's not going to be enough because Corki shuts him out. Now Gragas is the next to be aimed. If a Flame Breath could be aimed, Ghost comes out. Is it going to be enough? Burnout, maybe. Shield of Daybreak holds him in place. Solar Flare now as well. LOL Music TV with a beautiful 200 latency save. Really great play from LOL Music TV, but with the purple team losing the inhibitor. Purple team's inhibitor. Does it mean they are falling behind? Is it possible to win with that tanky DPS lineup? I think if Leona had gone a little bit more damage, she's got the Force of Nature, she's going to carry on chasing. Gragas has picked up a kill in the background. Now they've turned their attention onto Sonya and Rated and LOL Music TV. There comes the Eclipse. That's going to be the Snake Lady. She's going to go down. In the background, the Dragon Lady drops as well. 30 seconds on the clock. Super Creeps are pushing. Straw Hat Lol is looking for a slow. Mega Adhesive comes out. Unfortunately, the Zenith Blade misses. Where's the fling? This is the question. Not going to carry on chasing, actually, but they should have done it. They had the ability to. With the Sunfire Cape, the HP and the armor that it gives you, Sinj could have tanked that tower all day long. I don't really know if that was it. There's the Mega Adhesive trying to get in range. Once again, backs out. Really feel like that was the moment. Those are the 30 seconds to take that tower down. DFG onto Peke. Oh, there, Infinite Duress. Peke is going to be the next one to be focused. Solar Flare, Zenith Blade in the background. Ruiz is now trying to put as much auto attack damage as he can with that Infinity Edge and what I believe is going to be a Phage. Peke is saying the hate. Pyrocop forced to use Barrier to stay alive. Riftle comes out, fling onto Sonya. Misfortune gets a kill with the double up damage. Huge burst off the secondary target. Now they've turned their attention over to Pyrocop. He drops. Immediately Straw Hat Lol is the next to fall. Killian is going to be the next member of the purple team before going down. Now Lol Music TV without any ability power, any DPS. Quadra kill for Ruiz. All of that starting from a double up. A double up that bounced onto Enrated because Enrated actually rift walked. He rift walked into it. They're going to tank these towers a little bit. I don't know if it's been 10 seconds, so Execute goes down. All of these guys are most likely just going to execute themselves. Killian now goes down as well. Enrated Pyrocarp trying to look for something. Artemidoris is the next one. Force Pulse does not manage to hit, so there's no slow. A rift walk forward. Enrated decides to back up. He just gets away from that Incinerate, I believe. Now Peke, Mega Adhesive Glue is down, gets flung back into anybody. Body Slam, Barrier, not going to be enough, plus the barrel. Straw Hat Lol staying in front of the burnout Intimidoris. This is Mad Scientist versus Half Dragon. Who's got the speed? Very nice fling. Dragon's Descent into the tower. It's going to pull them forward just a little bit. Is the barrel in range? It was in range, but it's not enough damage. Shyvana just too tanky right now. Ionic Spark plus the Wit's End gives some magic resist. Oh, flash forward. Explosive Cast doesn't manage to get into place because of a very nice flash from Shyvana, in fact. Or just displacement ability. Rated is the next to fall. Solar Flare goes down. Body Slam picks up a kill. That's one for Gragas. He turns his attention over. Warwick picks up another. Petrifying Gaze locks up Straw Hat Lol. Now they're going to turn the attention to Cassiopeia. She's putting a lot of damage down, but 3 for 3. And the fact that Warwick and Sinj are now on the back foot. Blue team are happy. Blue team are comfortable with their champions. They're comfortable with their composition, and they're playing it really well. Dragon bait me is what Gragas says. And that's true. They dove a bit deeper than they should have. But look at those carries. 17, 5, 20. Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, and a Sanguine Blade all completed. It's really strong. Body Slab into barrel. Killian unfortunately doesn't manage to land one. Rift Walk, Force Pulse from Enrated. He then eats an Incinerate for his troubles. And carry on chasing. The Eclipse comes out. Enrated uses his DFG. Pyrocop, look at the damage. 425 crit, 475 crit. Body Slam, Silence comes out. Finally Misfortune goes down, but unfortunately they're going to lose too many members. This has been a 1 for 3 exchange. They got Ruiz, but the rest of the team is going to carry on poking them down. Insanity Potion is out for Straw Hat Lol. He's doing the best he can to survive. With only one Nexus turret, this could be the game-winning push. The tower is now down. Straw Hat Lol is going to get chunked, and Rated is stunned for his troubles. There's no healing on the steps, man. It cannot help you. Tibbers goes out. One more Q from Annie. Is it going to be enough? They're trying to chase him down. Dragon's Descent goes forward. They've dived him under the tower. He rift walks into the wall. But unfortunately, a double kill gets awarded, and GG. And it appears that this time round, Peke was carried to victory. Carried to victory for sure. Alright, let's pull up the end game scores just so we can give another quick shout out to everybody that played. Sonya, Cassiopeia, Peke, of course, playing Annie, Artemidoris, 7-8-20 on Shyvana, Ruiz, the man of the match, 18-6-22 on that Misfortune, and Death by Gods rocking 11-8-18. Over on the bottom team, the losing side, Killian 16-11-13's Gragas, Lol Music TV on Leona, Singed being played by Straw Hat Lol, and of course Cassidon on being played by Fnatic and Rated. The last player to round up the game was Pyrocop, It's being played by Warwick. Alright guys, I'm going to quickly find out what's happening with this, if we are going to have any more games. So I'm going to throw up an advert break and some music, and I'll be back in a minute and a half to let you guys know.